Disgaea 4, the latest installment in the tactical role-playing series. I have no idea what this game is about either. But you do because you've been playing it.
Yes, Disgaea has more or less for the last couple of years been like the premier series when it comes to strategic RPGs. Of course, it was challenged last year by the PSP version of Tactics Ogre, which was just amazing. But Disgaea is sort of the comedy-filled, really strange, really, I would say, almost overpowered version of this genre.
It has pretties.
It has pretties. In fact, this time around you don't play Laharl anymore, but you play his former arch-nemesis called Valvatoris. And even though he was previously a Dark Overlord, he made a promise that he wouldn't use his powers anymore, and he's the sort of character who can't break promises. So instead, he's now a pretty instructor. Pretty strange.
All right. So for those of us, and that means me, who have no idea what this game is actually about, gameplay-wise, what are we looking at here?
It's the sort of role-playing game that's more reminiscent of chess than anything else, where each character can walk, a certain amount of fields on this grid, can attack in strange patterns and everything, and you will have to set up your troop of fighters and magicians and healers and everything in between, so that you cover each aspect of what you might encounter.
Mm. And it's huge, right?
It's insanely huge, and just the amount of hours you will be able to spend on this game it's completely insane, and that also kind of leads into, I would say, the bad part of the game.
So it's tedious?
Well, the thing is that first Disgaea took what we already thought, at least, was a really deep genre and just added layers on top of it. And it's the same story with Disgaea 4. This time around, though, so many layers have been added on top of the original gameplay that it's really, really hard to follow. Mm. I mean, within the first, I would say, 4 hours or so, you will have learned, I guess, up to 6 systems that you have to learn just to play the basic game. And that's not even taking into account, the basic premise of setting up your team and everything. So basically, you will have to go into under levels of your weapons. Each individual weapon can be leveled up by you actually going into it and fighting battles. You will have to engage in a...
Wait, you go inside the weapon?
Yes. You will have to engage in a political system where you can...
to fight?
To fight, but also to have new laws applied to the world itself. And if the members of the political system don't trust you, they will say nay, and you can actually fight them. Into this also goes that you can, at any point of time, if you open up the game for online possibilities, you can get attacked by another player while you're trying to get a vote through. There's also the old geo panels that you will have to learn how to use and which just have to be exploited to pass through certain levels. And that's within the first couple of hours. And just as you think you've learned all the things, more things are just put on top of it. And the result is that this is possibly the most complex game I've ever tried to play, because I still don't know if I'm actually playing it or if I'm just pretending. And that's even though I spent close to 100 hours on the first Disgaea game.
It sounds insane.
It is absolutely insane. And the thing about
is it fun?
The thing about it is that it would have been fun if, I guess it would have been fun if most of these systems had been explained, and if there is just, some sort of way of helping you. I mean, Tactics Over the PSP version had the chariot system where you could rewind time and actually take it move for move, so you could see where you made a fault and just correct it. And it also had an option for you letting the console actually move around the place you didn't want to control yourself. Had Disgaea 4 had these kinds of systems, it would have been a much better game. It doesn't, and what you're left with is a game that punishes you at every opportunity it gets. I mean, the first time around I probably spent close to 20 hours on it, and I might as well have been spending like 2 or 3 productive hours, because I just got beat and beat and beat and beat. And the secret to the game is, just like the previous installments, is to power level. But before you can power level your team, that actually goes to level 9,999.
Oh my god.
You will have to learn the mechanics of the game, and since they are not explained, you are left in quite a pickle.
So to summarize,
it's a hard game to learn. It's really complex, and yes, there will be something for the most hardcore of the hardcore, because this genre in the stealth strategic RPGs is quite hardcore. But put on top of that like 1,000 rules to learn and really punishing difficulty, and you're just left with a game that's almost impossible to learn unless you have played every single installment of this genre before.